industrial joint.
So let's just wait a little bit until everyone gets in the Zoom. We can go ahead and start the stream on YouTube. YouTube. So same thing as usual. Checking audio. Everyone good? Manuel, can you hear me? Perry, I'm gonna trade. Bicep check. Good. Okay. Okay. Hi everyone. How's everyone doing today? Mic check, mic check. Alright, just get my glasses. Get ready for this. Okay, welcome everyone. How's everyone doing? This is Mac, your host for the Asian session. I'm Asian football. I hosted, baby. It's about to be 7 p.m., so we should get this started soon. It's gonna be a night trading session for me. Awesome. Getting the gulag already in. We got 41 viewers so far. Perfect. Everyone in the Zoom is good. Okay, perfect. Check my systems. Mic ready. All right, let's go ahead and open up Trading View. And I'm gonna be checking charts today, as we're gonna go ahead and do the Magic Keys giveaway for a lucky person who provides me with a dope ass chart. I'm from New York, and I'm streaming the Asian session. Okay. All right. Welcome again. Let's go ahead and start doing a little breakdown on GBP JPY, as it had a nice move today, and it was actually caught on the live stream from Wix Online, Roger Banks. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and adjust my charts, my zones, and see what we can prepare for pre-London and London Open, right? I think we're gonna have some people in the house today. I think Ted's gonna show up, hopefully, and Carolyn as well. So let's go ahead and do these quick breakdowns today. Just set up a brand new chart on GJ and gold as well, because my current lines are out of my previous analysis. My analysis went out the window, as you guys can see here. AKA the goat. Goat is in the house. So also I want to go ahead and check the economic calendar. So let's go ahead and open that in the meantime. Economic indicators on. Oh, okay, nice. So we gotta go look into economic. Sheesh. Again, that awesome number, 146. Pretty nice number. I love it. So I've been trading 146. It's actually one of the best prices for GJ when it came to volatility and possibilities. Okay, so let's start with the simple pair of GBP JPY. We got the pound against the Japanese yen. Going on to the daily, and then we're going to the 4 hour and map out our zones to make sure the charts are updated. Alright, so we had this massive move to the upside today, breaking up previous 4 daily resistance at 143,500. Retested that previous high from February 1st at 144 flat and continued up to make a new high at 144,400 and most likely heading to 144,500 by the end of the night. We're not that many pips away, only 8 and a micro pip, so hopefully it will be achievable by the Asian session open. Now going on to the 4 hour, see what kind of trouble we're getting into today. Alright, so just so you guys can see more or less how I map out my zones. Actually, just got this from first week of December, got deleted. So let's move on to this new time span of a month and a week, so 5 weeks. Okay, so as of right now, we are currently at support. Well, past support. We created support on the 4 hour at 144 flat. 144 flat should be a strong support. It got retested on the 4 hour as well. This magic and incredible gladiator candle was due to interest rates in the UK, and we had the massive push up. My technical analysis back on the last stream, I was thinking that we were gonna get some price correction, which we did. We retapped this previous support zone at 143 flat. 143 flat. It was a very strong area, and it got rejected. News came in, and it popped all the way back up to retest that previous high at 144 flat and continued up to make that new high at 144 200, and now we're continuing to 144 500. So let me just drop a line right here. Just trying to go ahead and stick to real run numbers on quarter points. This I'm gonna go ahead and delete. I don't really need that no more. This was a strong area that we were holding, so I'll go ahead and delete that. We're already past that. You know, when you have the these previous strong supports and resistances or whatever, supply and demand, that you think they're not gonna be useful for you anymore, just go ahead and delete them. You could just redo them at any time. I don't think we're gonna get back here anytime soon, so let me just go ahead and clear that out. So it's always important to map out your zones, and you don't have to use like the whole horizontal line to cover the whole thing. You could just drop a rate, and that should work. Instead of seeing the whole screen crowded. The reason why I dropped the horizontal lines is because I'm coming from all the way to the left, so it's kind of like a long journey, and that helps me for future references. So let me go ahead and look up to some areas where there's an interest going on, right? So we have sellers and buyers coming into the market. There's rejection and a correction in prices happened at this point. So let me go ahead and mark that out by just drawing a line and knowing that at around that price we'll probably have some struggle maybe to break up. And then again here, just another engulfing candle. So going back to current price, just to make it as clean and neat as possible. Alright, so we're almost there. Okay, perfect. Now let's go into the 30-minute. 30-minute. I really need magic keys after. No, you guys can talk. I'll put you guys on mute as you comment. So so there is not people cooking or doing dishes. None of that. You could just unmute yourself, Gary. I'm looking at you, Gary. I'm looking at you, Gary. Can you mute yourself? Are we streaming the Asian? I mean the New York session? No, we're not streaming the New York session. I believe maybe Sasha is doing it. Not sure 100% about that. I'll be checking charts in a little, guys. Guys, let me go ahead and just finish mapping out my zones so you guys can know more or less what I'll be talking about for the next 2 hours, right? Am I currently in a trade? No, I am not in any trades. I should have gotten into this trade, but I was completely against my bias, and it just blew my analysis out the window. So I just left it alone, and I had a trade in gold that played out perfectly fine. If you guys can see, we had a massive drop on gold. But anyway, let me just map out GJ real quick. All right, so in the 30-minute, we're about to tap the 144,500 zone and see what's gonna happen around there, right? So let's mark this as an area of interest. So this would be current resistance and area of interest. Watch for price action. Excuse me 1 second. Oye, alarma. 10 minutos, la alarma sonando. Hey guys. Why don't you trade after 9 when market moves a little faster? No, because that's not my time to trade. I don't trade after that. I'm not 100% accurate how the market moves around that time from 9 to 9:30. I know it moves, but it's already a little late. I'd rather just clear my mind and go to bed and wait for the next morning or maybe the London open session. Alright, so resistance, area of interest, watch for price action, see what's going to happen. We still got 50 minutes, so 48 minutes. Okay. SMD noob. Okay, what do you say then? Okay, now let's go into gold and see what's going on with gold and draw the new areas and map it out correctly. Alright, so yeah, I have this current zone drawn out, right? So it's at what 1772. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna extend it. It's been drawn out here since the last day of November, 2nd of December. That's when it broke out. So just keep that in mind. We might get something like this, hopefully, if we're looking into the 4-hour. Or we might get something like this right around here. You guys see how the how gold moves? So let me just close this a little and just compare it side by side, and so you see the similarities. I say you have something like this. Boom. Now picture that at this area. Okay. So basically, just to draw over it, kind of like an EMA, moving average. See how it moved? So we had this. So move up to the upside, downside, test the previous support, created some range around here. You want to call it head and shoulders, whatever. This will be the neckline, and broke. We test it again, continue down, creating legs, so our continuation. Same thing here. Created a new high, continue down, created support around this at around this area. So we have something like this, you know, and a continuation down. So we might get something like this once we start establishing some small support here on the 4-hour. Then have a small retest, which will be a lower high, to then continue down. Okay, that makes sense, right? Cool. Gold does move on donation. So if we get something, a very safe, let's say, trade, I'll go ahead and try to call it. Yeah, why not? Then go ahead and clear that out. All right, so we're on the 4-hour. Let's go up to the daily. Daily could give us a better perspective on how we're trending on the higher time frames. All right. All right, so definitely off the bat, you can tell we're trending in a bearish structure. So, we shouldn't be looking for buys right now, or rather be looking for sells. But as gold moves, we can always trade between ranges, and these ranges are pretty neat ranges to trade in. You get 100 to 200 pip ranges easily. Going to the 4-hour, I have a lot of lines drawn out, which I'll go ahead and try to fix later on, but for now, let's just keep them in there. After a very nasty break, we usually don't get to see that many lines, right? Because it's not that much support established. But now I'm seeing here we got some support, so let's go ahead and draw a line. Actually, instead of drawing lines for now, I'm gonna go ahead and draw a quick array, just like that. So it's less confusing, right? Anyway, this will be the strongest support for now on the higher time frames. We have 1770. But if you guys see here, these lines were drawn out from way before, and they the 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 touches are magical. This almost touched. This is currently probably from a 30-minute support resistance back in November, and it got tested at this time on the 10th of January. And this wick right here got also tested at 1802. So we can always have some nice liquidity grabs to the downside or the upside. And it's always good to have these lines drawn out to see if we might have some connection to that zone. Let me go 1 second. All right, you guys can go ahead and unmute yourselves if you guys want to talk. And I think the only thing that I need right now, just on gold, is for some smaller support being to get created on the smaller time frame. So going down to the 30 minutes, see what's going on. So this is how I kind of like sharpen the support line, and we have a 30-minute support created. Okay.
Yeah, so Mack,
Hey Ted.
how's it going?
What's up? Nothing much.
Not much. Okay, so I was just sort of going to add to what you were saying there. If you go to the weekly on gold, what I want to do is I want to show you something of interest.
Oof. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so go to the weekly, because here's the thing. We're going into Friday tomorrow. It's also NFP too. So you may find that the moves may be a little wonky up until NFP. So people should just be a little cautious. I tend to think that a lot of the move is going, like, any sort of volume will be pushed in about 2 hours. So around 9:30 Eastern. 9 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern, I think that's when everyone should sort of start watching. Normally, if I'm trading the Asian session, I'll start to look around 8:30, 8:45 to get a sense of direction. And then between 9 and 10 p.m. is where you're going to have a bit of a volume push if people are looking to trade the Asian session. But if you zoom in a little bit on the weekly time frame, it's your chart's a little filled with lines, which is fine. What you'll notice.
Go ahead and remove them. Give me 1 second.
It's okay. It's your thing. Do your thing. Okay. So what you'll notice right now, and this is something that I'm looking at.
Providing that there's nothing on his record when it comes back, it's gonna stay the same rate. There's no change to it.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Did you want to add him?
Yeah.
That's already food.
I don't know who's talking.
I can help you with?
That's it. I appreciate it.
Matt, can you mute some of these guys?
I'm trying to find out who it is. It's just
it's Sajad.
Sajad. Okay, Sajad. There you go. We got your whole order. Please, guys, just mute yourselves upon entry. Just simple as that. Thank you.
Okay, so this is sort of what we're looking at right now. If we drew out a range for gold, this is sort of what we're looking to get into. I think this is the weekly candle. So what you may find is that tomorrow's daily candle will probably tap into this lower zone here, because NFP should be good for the U.S. economy, and it'll probably drop into this area here and then reject. So what I'm suggesting is if people are starting to look to trade gold, you have clean traffic on the weekly candles all the way down to this level. And we already hit it today, but I think it'll just retest, like you said earlier, to the bottom of that candle. Because once again, you're always looking to get to the body of the candle. That's usually your safest opportunity in terms of trades, right? The wicks are always, I would say, sketchy in the sense that you don't know how deep a trade's going to move into. I mean, there's a possibility it can drop right further through that wick on the weekly, but I mean, if we aim for the bodies of the candles, I think you always have that safest opportunity. So with that being said, because we have that clean traffic all the way down on the weekly, so if we go and we look at like 1786 as probably like a final stop for tomorrow, and then a little bit of a pullback, that'll complete the weekly candle. Now, the opposite end of the story here is because we're coming into Friday, and that's the last day of the weekly candle, we may have an even stronger pullback back into that zone from the weekly candle a little bit to the left there. So when we look back on your weekly candles here, and this is something people should get used to when they're trading a Friday opportunity, is, you have this weekly pullback here, right? So there's a good chance that this candle, if it does pull back, it could pull back into that weekly zone. And what that does is that then sets you up for
increase.
The following week. Yeah, exactly. So it's sort of being able to tell the story in terms of the charts. But I think what you're looking at does make sense. And if we do have continued pressure to the bearish side, I think 1786 is a very easy target to hit with gold. And it's just a matter of managing the trade then on the smaller the time frames at that point. So I think you got a good perspective on this. So we should see what will happen tomorrow. But I think, as we start to work through the Thursday night into Friday, morning, people have to remember that the end of the week, we will either get a further push down in the beginning of the session, then a pullback throughout the rest of the day, because we're going to create a wick on the weekly candle, or we'll get a pullback all the way back up, and that does create even more of a wick for the weekly candle to continue. It's normal, because once again, people ask, why is that the case? All we have to do is we just have to look at every weekly candle, and every weekly candle has created a wick, and we can see that this area over here is a zone of interest, and we actually tapped into that zone already today, and potentially pierce through it to go deeper to 1770 perhaps, if we do have continued momentum.
Right. That would be 1770. I believe I have it marked up. Let me go ahead and
Yep. Yeah, you go open up the other chart. Yeah.
Right here, 70. Yeah, 70 right here. Yeah. That was the area of interest that I was looking at, to see some either bounce from it, or if we could, like you said, as we're piercing through this smaller area you had drawn here, which I'm moving it to, this green zone.
Yeah.
On the next one, we might get that pull back to create a wick to the upside, and then that will be the liquidity grab per se, to then continue down and then finally just retest that previous low at 1770. And of course, hopefully we'll go ahead and pierce through, and that will be a beautiful trade right there.
Yeah, and I also think people have to realize too that if the NFP move is priced in overnight, we may not get the move that we're looking for as we start to descend tomorrow. It may pull back a little bit. But the good thing is too, if you are planning on trading Fridays, what you can do is, instead of necessarily trading them, you might be able to look at the way Friday moved and then catch the fresher opportunity on Sunday, Monday, because normally the Friday move continues over to Sunday. Once again, the rationale behind that is there was no Asian session on Friday, so all the impact from the North American session spills over to the Asian session on the next day. That would be the Sunday night movement, or the Monday morning for Tokyo, essentially, at that point. So it's just something to keep in mind. But I think, mainly what you're trying to do is you always want to make sure that you're telling a story, and the story does make sense. So at this point, we say to ourselves, this weekly candle should hit, it should mirror the previous weekly candles to the left. You have a big bullish candle and you have that deep bearish candle. We do have clean traffic right now on the weekly side, so tomorrow's or today's daily candle should push through at that point.
Right. Let's go down to the daily, see how it's looking again. All right.
Yeah, so the daily is giving us that wick back.
Yeah. Perfect. So you saw what I was explaining a little earlier, how we can see something like this happening again, how we're creating a leg to the downside on gold. Let me go ahead and just annotate it here once again. So you have something like this, right? So this is what I'm kind of picturing that's going to happen on this side. As we're continuing down and piercing through that 1785 area, then continue and finally maybe retest to the upside a little, maybe on the 1830 area, just to make that upper wick, and then continuing down, piercing through that 1785 you had marked up, and then of course finally retesting that nice low created
Now.
at 17.
Sherwin, Ted, please.
Who's this? At 1770.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. So this is why I've been having the same support area drawn in
Yep.
here for the last month and a half. Yeah, since November 25th, right? I haven't moved it because I know, at any point we can go ahead and retest it. When we were in this area, mid-January, we were basically trying to find some settlement on price to see if we were going to continue up or down, if you recall. I'm not as experienced as you are, but I know that at this area, without seeing any lower lows being created or any, breaks of support happening, we might have gotten something like this, a bounce back from here, creating some
Yep.
support and then continuing up. But due to
Well, yeah, the other thing is to keep in mind that we had a very, very hard move today on the daily. So it's very rare that we have another deep move again without some sort of I would say confusion in the market. And that's where you get a deep push and then a pullback right away. So I think just from that standpoint, we really have to be cautious because we did get that deep move today through the market on the daily. It's hard for the market, and all you have to do is you just have to look at structure wise, right? So if we say to ourselves, okay, how can we anticipate tomorrow's move? We can see here there was a deep move right here. Maybe let me get a better color. Trying to get something. Yeah, okay, I'll do this color.
yes,
This area here, you got a deep move there, right? So you can see, there's essentially two candles that went pretty hard. So you have this candle here and you have this candle over here. And then you can see though the second candle right over here, the second daily candle, it did pull back a bit, right? So it dipped down and then it pulled back. So it's something to keep in mind that if we're looking now into, say this structure here, we already had a deep drop. So now this daily candle, you may find it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to deal with because it might pull back a little bit. So obviously, if you are taking trades, you don't want to take trades to the upside. So you wouldn't want to be riding the bullish candle. What you would want this bullish candle to do is, like you said earlier, is wait for the wick to be formed, and then that liquidity has been grabbed from the upside on the retest to then drop a little bit further. I'm just looking at historical information, and there's not many instances where we've had, even looking over here as an example, we haven't had two straight hard pushes to the downside. It's been one very hard push and a pullback, and then there's like a little in between candle, and then like day three continued to drive down. Same thing over here. We had 2 days push. You can compare that to over here with 2 days push, right? So it's just being cautious on how gold is structured, and that's more so when you're looking at this type of pair or this commodity. It's like everyone sort of exhausted themselves today, so tomorrow may be just a little bit slower, and it's just something to keep in mind and keep perspective on. But once again, I'm looking, you would be placing trades below the current daily bullish move, and then essentially driving down. And then what you're doing is you're basically completing to this area over here. So this essentially becomes your range in play because you're looking at this area here as clean traffic, and then we should basically have clean traffic over here. And when we start to look to the left, all we're doing is we're saying to ourselves, okay, we're probably finishing off over here in some degree, and that's how you get that move. So similar to what you're saying, just putting it together. And the good thing is too, even if tomorrow's daily candle pulls back, all we have to do is we just have to wait for Monday's candle or Sunday night's candle to create a top wick, and we know that Friday was a liquidity grab to then go further down. So you have two opportunities there. That's how I'm going to be playing out my ideas. These are the things that I'm thinking of right now. So that's what how I'm going to be approaching the market.
Right.
If Friday, if the candle continues to go bullish and pulls back on Friday, I'm not going to trade the push up. I'll wait for a wick to form either on Sunday's candle or Monday's candle, and then let that drive back down, and then using that previous daily candle as a fake out, similar to what we have over here as an example. So this is actually a really good example. So similar to what we have, where did I see it? It's like right over here as an example, right? So you can see you have bullish momentum, and then you have that one daily candle that went bearish, right? And then you can see the next candle on its own ended up going bullish, and then that's what you have, right? So you have this bullish movement up. Actually, I don't want that. That's the wrong arrow.
This will be the Friday candle, you say, right?
Yeah, so like this doesn't match up with the rest of this bullish move here. So you leave this candle alone and don't get wiped out. You don't have your account wiped out, and then look what happens on the next day. This grab here for liquidity, this middle candle here, grab for liquidity, gives you that push up. So if this candle then goes bullish, we don't worry about that candle. Take a day off, go enjoy yourself, and then come back the next day. And as soon as you have bearish movement, you can then say to yourself, okay, now, if we finish up over here as an example with the bullish candle, then we start to drive down, and you've got a nice clean move, and you haven't blown your account trying to chase the trend, when it's not that the trend is changing. It's just more of the fact that the trend is taking a breather. Don't get caught in that breather. Catch the continued move up. And you can look over the charts, and you can see a lot of times where gold is dropping, and maybe other pairs have dropped too or gone up, and then there's a little bit of a break, and then we continue on. Just don't get caught in that break in the middle, because that's what screws you over. And you can figure that out pretty fast. As you get more comfortable trading, you'll start to realize, like, when the market's really ranging or it's not doing anything, you keep your stops tight. And when the market actually starts to trend, you'll know where it's starting to go at that point. And you're just looking at, the higher structure, the higher time frame structure at that point.
Right. And it's NFP. It shouldn't be a trading day. You shouldn't, like you said, if you're looking for a trade on NFP, and of course we're expecting that bullish candle to be formed for that liquidity grab, then you of course be looking for buy stops, right? But then again, just don't mash yourself over and over, because it's NFP. NFP is it's a very volatile day. You don't want to have your account blown out. Like we said, this is what we're expecting, but anything can happen. We can actually go ahead and have another bearish candle just popping down and creating barely anything to the upside. Then again, we could just range, as you said. It's priced in, so it's better, honestly, to just wait for Friday to have that settlement in price, see how that daily candle forms, and then once on Sunday opens, you can have a very clear vision. And I've seen Sunday's openings, and they're awesome when it comes to gold. You could get 100 pip moves easily, as is basically just a Friday continuation. And you have a very clear marked out here that we're on a bearish trend. You shouldn't be in buys at the moment, holding any buys per se, because tomorrow it's a very volatile day. You're getting a lot of fundamental data coming into the market. That daily candle that's gonna be formed could go either way, but we're expecting it for it to be a bullish candle. And as we've seen here on this example you've shown us here, right? This bearish candle actually broke the low of the previous one. It just kind of looked like it was just creating a higher low at that point, but it didn't. It was just a liquidity grab to then continue up. So imagine getting the same thing here. You're expecting a continuation to the downside to finally retest 1770 as a major support zone, but we will get just a liquidity grab to the upside. And imagine having a wick that's going right over this current body, right? The current body of this previous daily candle. So that would be a very deep liquidity grab, and you would definitely be screwed if you're looking for sales. And definitely wouldn't, it's not really worth it just to trade NFP for um, when you know that you could get a way better move on the week after, the same week, Sunday night or Monday morning, and finally get that continuation to the downside as we're projecting here.
Yeah, I think this rule should be a rule in everybody's trading book, or if you have a list of rules that you follow as you're trading, is you don't want to go into Saturday, Sunday having taken massive losses on Friday.
No.
I think I can't say that enough, but your mental state over the weekend will be horrible if you take a massive loss on Friday. So don't do that to yourself. It's legitimately not worth it. Do not put yourself in a position where you're chasing things on a Friday. Don't do it. If you don't see something that is super optimal, come back the next day. Literally, as a trader, you should be able to see within the first, say, 30 to 45 minutes of you sitting on the charts if it makes sense for you to take an opportunity or if it doesn't. And if it doesn't, within half an hour to 45 minutes, close the charts and leave the day. It's so much better having 6 years of trading experience. It's so much better being able to close the charts on a Friday, go about your day, seeing that, yeah, the move might have happened and there could have been 30 or 40 pips for you to grab, but how would you have gotten it? And, would you have been able to reach that? And then coming back Monday fresh and seeing a nice big, 10, 20, 50, 100 pip move, and you're able to capture that instead. So I just really want people to be cautioned on that, and just, if you had a good week this week and you had a winning week, or you had, good analysis and good trades, don't kill yourself on a Friday. It just doesn't make sense. It's like if you go play cards and you go play poker at the casino, you make $1,000 or $500 or whatever you do. Just keep walking past the pit, and the pit is where all the table games are, and blackjack and baccarat and roulette. Just walk and then go right to your parking garage or wherever you're going and get out of there. Don't get suckered in when you've done good for the day or the week.
Exactly, especially on a Friday. Yeah, that's the last thing you want to do. And it's NFP. There's a lot of volatility in the market. It's not 100% predictable. Whoever says that it's predictable, it's lying to you. Because I've been there before.
Yeah, that's what else I was gonna add on to, Mac, is honestly, if people aren't used to NFP, really they gotta be cautious the whole week. Like, I literally have hundreds of messages asking why did AU range all day yesterday. I simply told them NFP week, bro. That's that's how it goes,
Exactly. So tomorrow will be the bomb, basically. You
exactly. The fuel just building up right now to blow up for tomorrow.
Yeah, just be cautious.
Yeah.
NFP might be priced in. These numbers that you're projecting to see, they might not be the same as economic calendars are showing you. You might get lucky, have a buy stop or a sell stop, and it'll work out for you. But then again, why not play it safe and wait for that daily candle just to close and come back on Sunday, even Sunday night, then you could catch a really good move. Asian on Sunday nights after a nice volatile week like NFP week. I've seen that on gold you could get a good move as long as you stick to your bias and you see how the market is moving. Basically, just follow the trend.
Yeah, understand. If you didn't catch any move today, don't look for any move tomorrow, because you're gonna suffer basically. The move was done today. So for me, Ted, to be honest, gold is already priced in. I'm not expecting a big move from now on. Maybe not even NFP. You may get a whipsaw to the upside, but should close back in range in that the same range is trading right now. Basically from the 1797 toward the 1787 or there.
Right, now look at this.
Other than that, I don't see anything happening on gold.
So look at this. This is the daily, right? So imagine we're having something like As I mentioned to you guys before, let me go ahead and just zoom out a little. So let's see, right? So a similar market structure that was created before. This is from November. So you have this. Let me go ahead and just break it down again, right? Now in this area, what do you see at the end of the that massive drop, right at the break of that previous support? You have a small consolidation going on at right before the last two candles, right? So imagine, just put yourself in the same in the same in the same chart and see that this is another possibility, as Kerwin mentioned right now, that we might just range in here, or as Ted said, that we might just get a pullback and create a top wick here just to then continue down, right? But we won't be breaking that previous body high. You have two different situations in here. You could have a consolidation, you could have a break to the upside or the downside. To the upside will be just to create liquidity, to the downside will be just to retouch and retest that previous support created at 1770. So just be aware of that. It's NFP week. I don't suggest anyone to be trading it, especially in gold, because of the volatility. You might have your account blown, and that's the last thing you want to do before the weekend. Because I've been there before, so yeah, just talking out of experience. But yeah, it does make sense. Thank you, Ted, for the explanation. It's incredibly useful when it comes to someone who's experienced, and you've been in the market for that many years, and you know that at any point you can have a rejection, and that rejection could be just a liquidity grab. So just be patient and wait, because if you see here on the daily, we are still, well, we did break this support. Let me go ahead and just draw it. So this is like very it's important to me just to draw the support that we broke, which is here, right? So this will be the same support if we're comparing that structure to this previous structure. This support here, this will be the new support. So then again, you might have a retest up here, wick to the upside, might have a wick, breaking the high of the previous one, and then continuing down, or we might just have some consolidation going on. So just be very aware of that. Let me go ahead and check the numbers for that. So NFP tomorrow, it's at 8:30. So let me just check. We're expecting 50K. Jeez. All right, so that's the previous forecast. The previous forecast was the 71K to 71,000. The actual release was 140, so it was actually negative 140. Actually, 3 times the number that was forecasted. So imagine we're forecasting 50K and we get the same thing, which is negative. That's the number times 3. Will be negative 150. Yeah, 150. 70, 50. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, negative 100. If I'm doing like an average. Anyway, just don't really pay too much attention to those numbers because they're not 100% reliable. I'm going based off just forecasts and previous numbers. It might not help. Just look at the price action, see how it moves. I believe we'll be streaming it for one of the guys from the Effects family. I believe Sasha will be streaming it, and we want to go ahead and just remind everyone to just be safe if you're trading NFP, and just for the optimal target, just wait for that closure of that one daily candle. I mean, it's basically less than a day away. So market closes at 5 p.m. We're at 7:48 p.m. Eastern time. I got about 20 hours for market to be closed and a daily candle to be formed. But see, give me 1 second here. But it does make sense. I know there's a lot of lines in the chart, so I'm just trying to go ahead and make it clear. But you shouldn't worry about these consolidation areas or lines that I have drawn in my end. What we should be worried about it's basically from here to here, right? So that's a 600 pip move. That's a $60 move right here. A $60 range per se. So you have that break of support that happened today, and that touch at 1785. I don't know if you guys were listening today or whatever, but we're moving into increments of 5. If you see where support has been created, it's usually a round number or it ends up in 5. And as of right now, we're just still ranging in the smaller time frame area. So far, it's only moved about, let me see how many. About 100 pips. It doesn't look like much, but from the final touch here up to current price, it's 110 pips. So you can always zoom in and see how the smaller time frames are doing, but for safer buys or sells, you rather go into the bigger time frames, higher time frames, and see what's going on, and try to see if you've seen that market set up on a previous week or a previous month. But other than that, I don't see any trades happening right now on Asian. I believe we're just gonna be bouncing back and forth from this resistance created now at 1797 down to this support at 1787. This shouldn't be a trading zone, so let me just go ahead and mark it as a no trade zone. And this is the 15-minute candle, so there is not that much data into these candles. Just use them for entries. Like Kerwin does, he likes the 5-minute candles to use as entries. I like them as well. Once you see some liquidity grab into the 5-minute, breaking out of a range, like how it happened today, it was very nice seeing that how it played out. It played out extremely easy. Like it was just perfect, picture perfect. It was a 5-minute candle just pulling up, grabbing liquidity to the upside. It looked like it was gonna break, but it didn't. It actually closed right below that previous range, and this was it. So the previous range was a year. This is a 5-minute grabbing liquidity to the downside. Another one to the downside. Looked like it was gonna go back into the range, but it rejected it. Closed with no wick to the upside, and that was it. That was the perfect entry. Safer entries would have been at the break of that previous 5-minute low, which are these wicks.
I bet you that's right when price crossed under the 5-minute EMA.
Yeah.
I think so. Let me.
If I had to place a bet, that looked like a price right there where the EMAs would cross under and then retest the bottom side of it.
Yeah, I don't have the EMA set up here.
I know, but just looking at the formation of your chart and picturing it in my head, I'm pretty sure if you threw EMAs on it, right at that cross right there, right at the retest of that resistance, it should have probably had them.
Yeah. Because we've seen that setup so many times. Let me just go ahead and put those zones here. It played out so perfect. I only closed 20 pips. I only took a small piece of the pie.
you secured really quick, to be honest.
I secured extremely quick. Because you were talking about, oh my god, imagine it pulls, but I'm like, oh man, yeah. I'm playing now. I didn't close.
My entry was right there, man.
Yeah, my entry was here, right here on the top.
That Yeah,
Yeah,
that
because
was my entry. I was playing safe.
right. I was looking at it. I was
That
actually
drop, man, was so perfect.
it was
I
biblical.
was literally counting the seconds for this thing to drop, and I was like literally 1805 at 1,
Man had a
1805 at
stopwatch.
2, and by the moment I was about to say the 1805 at 3, then this thing fell off, man.
Yeah, I was like 1800 for sure, 1800 for sure. And I
Yeah.
knew it. I was just like 1800 for sure. 'Cause I was just looking left and seeing how
Yeah.
my choice were just
Yeah.
made.
Beautiful move, man.
Beautiful move. But yeah, during London Open, we had some struggle to break down. That's why I decided to see how New York was gonna open, and that's when we had the pretty nice push to the downside. We were still in that range, but as we were getting close to 9 a.m., that's when the magic happened. So sometimes you have to wait a little. You don't get that move on during that New York Open hour, which is 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern time. Sometimes you have to wait just a little. Just give it a little time. NYSE can go ahead and provoke and, of course, give that extra push for it. In this case, we didn't get to NYC. It was just right at 9:10, 9:15 that we had already the plummet, the plummet.
That was gold you're talking about this morning that happened.
Yes, sir. Gold right here. This is where we were looking at. Just to go ahead and recap quickly. We're in this range.
That zone, huh?
Right. We saw this coming up here. Then it retested down. It looked like we were gonna get stuck in this area, but then we saw this huge 5-minute candle just breaking down here, and that's when we were looking for the sells right at the retest. Yeah, safer sells would have been right at the break of this previous 5-minute. But other than that,
we can't find any shirts or sweaters. I mean tomorrow.
All right, check with Mama. I don't know. Wait, not now.
And yeah, check with Mama. Yeah, right here. That was the entry of Kerwin, and my entry was right on top of here because I'm risky Mac. But yeah, no, I was just securing
that
it.
thing's still running though. You know that I moved my stop loss to 1800, right? To 1800. So that thing's still running. GJ2.
Tacos on you next week, man.
Yeah,
for sure, my brother.
Oh, but plane ticket.
We got some gold runners still. That's beautiful.
You gotta buy me a plane ticket and buy me tacos, bro. Because 1800. Yeah, that was perfectly called and executed in today's stream. I just wanted to go over that. We're gonna go ahead and move on to GJ, see what how GJ moved today, which was nasty. Let's see if we got that 0.500 retest. Okay, we did get that 0.500 touch. So give me 1 second, guys. Let me go ahead and get some water and get some albuterol for my asthma. So if you want to go ahead and break it down, Kerwin, because you're the best at it.
No, that's okay. I'll wait for you.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah.
This was beautiful. I did not take this GJ entry. It moved too quick for me. It was actually completely opposite to my bias. I was expecting nothing to happen, and maybe some continuation to the downside for the price correction on the higher time frames, as I was explaining before on Tuesday. But it is what it is, right? Sometimes you have a perfect setup trade, picture perfect white picket fence trade, and doesn't play like that. Okay, but it is what it is. It wasn't a loss.
That's part of the lessons, bro.
You
saw my AU buy the other day. It was clean. It's just I got tapped out first, and then it made the jump up. It's just part of the way it is.
Right. It wasn't the way that I was expecting it for rates to be priced in the market, and it is what it is. I'm not gonna argue here, but it kind of looked on the technical side. It looked like we were just gonna continue down and finally get some price correction. Because if you see the weekly, this is just a rocket. This is how people who are holding GameStop, they wanted GameStop to look like, basically. But no, nothing like that. So yeah, you see what I'm talking about when it comes to like price correction, right? So maybe something like this area.
Yo, Mac.
Right here, something like this. That's what I was expecting. Just that wick up, which we did have, and then that continuation down. Hey, what's up? Oh, who's spamming the chat? Brother, black screen is better, please. Can
Yeah,
somebody?
boy, spamming the
Hey,
chat,
stop
bro.
spamming, bro. Like you're annoying. Sorry, I just love to complain. Yeah, brother. Okay,
Yo,
somebody just kick him out, please. I'm not gonna put a black screen. Oh, what the heck? What do you mean by black screen? It means the drawing, the color theme. Bernard, you could go ahead and right click on his name and put him on timeout.
Bro, you know I'm putting people in timeout, bro. I just chopped
Do
off,
the dirty, yeah.
What do you mean, bro? There is no in between. It's you're here or you're gone, bro. Ain't no timeout.
Yeah, there's timeout. You can right click on his name and put him on timeout. He's annoying, bro.
Damn, bro, you're lucky. I was about to remove his ass. You lucky.
Yeah, put him on timeout. That's freaking annoying.
You're lucky you're so nice, Mac. I was gonna kick him.
I don't. I hate when people just give you like stupid suggestions, like put your screen in.
I know you said that shit like 10 times, bro. Shit, hella annoying.
Like it's annoying. I'll just be right back, all right, guys.
Hey, give him his dream. Give him a black screen, but put black candles too, so they can't see shit.
Yeah, let me put remove drawings and put a black screen, just like that, right? So
all black everything, you know?
Like this, just dark. All right, perfect. Yeah, that's better. Now it looks like 90% of all the streamers.
Well, it don't matter though. He gone for another 300 seconds.
Much better, man.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Okay, man, makes me for the 30%.
Are you rolling, bad boy?
Man, this is the first breakfast of the day, bro. I've been dealing with idiots all day, bro.
Shit.
Yeah, you know the routine, man. I think that's why AU's ranging, because I haven't had my breakfast yet, you know, so I don't know what to do yet.
Yeah.
See, 8 o'clock. I think the speech still going on in Aussie. He's still talking. AU pushing down. Is that a yeah, dude.
Hey, what's up? Hey, nothing. I'm busy right now. No, I'm not streaming. Why? What happened?
Oh, Bert. AU is stuck in a nasty.
No, it's pushing down, bro. It's gonna push down, but the reason why I'm not selling, hold on. Yo, forward that call, bro. Fuck that phone. Yeah, AU, I seen it getting ready to push down, but the 8 hour just started, so I don't want to jump into it fast, you know. But really, the way that the hourly is set up on the EMAs, you've seen how we've been just consolidating and slowly stepping up on like the last 8-9 hours.
Yeah.
And then you see the 30-minute how it came up, it just doing like a small curve. But right now you're seeing the 15-minute rejecting.
Yeah.
The 5-minute is on the underside, and then also 1 minute's finally pushing the underside. So really, in the next 2 to 3 minutes, oh crap, hold on. And dude, just lost my chart. Like the way it's looking in the next couple minutes, it should jolt down. Mm-hmm. But I would still wait till the next 15-minute candle to come back up to retest it before I enter sales like confidently, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's a nasty small range, less than 20 pips in the last 36 like 9 hours at least.
Oh yeah, because once what was it? Like basically I think it was like around like 10 o'clock in the morning after NYC opened, stocks and everything opened up. Mm-hmm. At that point it basically just everything slowed down for AU and it froze up. You know what I mean? It's just ranging. Because if you look at yesterday's hourly chart, you'll see for like 16 hours it stayed in like an 8-pip range, you know what I mean?
Oh,
so yeah, Burner, I'm sorry, go ahead, Kerwin.
No, go ahead.
So you're targeting 75.90 break down to 68 level, 70 figure, 75.70. What are you looking at, Burner, long term? I mean, over your window.
Hold on. Let me pull up my 4-hour chart.
Yeah, cause I see resistance at 75.90. Clear action likely down to 75.70-ish.
Well, I have my next main resistance below. I'm looking at my daily chart. For above, I have 76.34, and for below, I have 75.39. Now, however, you can see obvious smaller, minor resistances in between that. Like I have 75.85 as a minor support level. You follow?
I got you, brother.
Yeah. So it's like right now with all the consolidation and everything we're having, which this is typical for AU, especially on NFP day. You know what I mean? On NFP weeks.
So all G10 dollar-based currencies are going to follow that same model during NFP week.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming you're right. Like I said,
unless there's an economic catalyst, it makes complete sense.
Well, the reason why I say AU and not others is because for the last 3 years now, 95% of my trades have only been on AU, and then the other trades are on gold or US 30. So I can't even remember the last time I looked at any other pairs on a consistent basis to say, you know?
Hey, brother.
That's why you'll see me rarely speak any opinion on any other pairs, you know?
Hey, man. Gotta have your habitat.
Exactly. I know how my wifey moves, and that's basically it, you know? But yeah, like basically like right now, like all I've been doing is today monitoring, you know what I mean? As long as the 4 hour, like it rejected 76.34, which was real clean for me earlier today. So when I saw that kept me confident on my sell bias. And also the daily, depending on what time frame or what broker you guys are using. On my daily, the candles broke below the 50 EMA again today. And to me, what it looks like is that it'll come up, test the 50 EMA, which could be around 7,600, 7,610 area. And then after that is tested, I feel we will drop. And I feel we will come down to about 75, about 75.60, 75.40 into that zone right there. I feel that's where we'll push down after we go up to test.
So yeah.
But that's just, you know what I mean? That's just one of my game plans I'm set up. Obviously, we don't know that for sure, because if we did, we'd all be full margining. You know what I mean?
Yeah. On the 4 hour, I see heavy, obviously, support here at this 75.80 figure. Yes. If we don't break through this very soon, and keep in mind it's Friday, I think we're headed back towards the north side. To be honest with you, but
that would make perfect sense if you look at the weekly chart. That's the reason why the past 2 days I've been a little hesitant on back and forth. That's why all my positions are like quick 8-10 pips, take profits, and that's it. Because if you look at the weekly, you'll see that the past 4 weeks before this, we tried to push up and we rejected 77.41, which is a very strong level for me. and it rejected. If you look at all those wicks, they all have a staircase going downward. So to me, when I see wicks making a downward like that, I see it as that's just straight rejection. Is getting exhausted. It doesn't have any more power to go up, and that's why the past week I was heavy on sales, and to start this week I was heavy on sales until we get close to the 14 EMA on the weekly, which I was expecting to be like support, which right now is the 14 EMA is approaching my 75.39 area. If you follow all that.
All right. Yes. I just wanted to go and ask you something, Bernard. For NFP on AUD USD, I just want to know how you play it out.
What? You just had an echo, bro.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Cause a lot of people just come in this shit and they don't want to fucking mute themselves.
Bro, kick everybody out, including me.
Bro, fuck, it's annoying. Anyway, I don't like cursing, but fucking make me curse. Yeah. Now AUD USD, I just want to see how you play it out on when it comes to NFP.
NFP, I do the same thing I do with any other pattern, bro. It's straight up. It's the same as for me. I look at the same exact setup, just that I'll have my stop loss maybe an extra 6 to 8 pips above whatever my levels are. But I look at it the same way you see me break it down every day, bro. Like I'll look at it on the 4 hour, I'll look at it on the 1 hour, try to figure out my bias for which direction. Like my bias right now, the way I'm standing with my theories is if we don't have a retrace tonight, let's say like Asian or London, if it doesn't retrace and go up, then I'll still be looking for pre-New York, like around 5:30, 6 o'clock when I get on the charts. I'll be looking for price to start coming upwards up until NFP, because I feel NFP numbers might be better. That's in my opinion.
Oh, you think they're going to be positive? Okay. Okay.
Oh man, I gotta love people in the gulag that talk shit online, bro. I love internet.
Okay. Who's talking shit, bro? I'll kick them out.
Chinese indicator comes in here talking shit about Raj, and now we're here talking some other stupid shit.
Oh man, ignore the haters. You know what they say: if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
Hey, VPNs are easy to track, bro. I ain't worried about it.
Talk shit about us, I'll dox you.
But yeah, bro, like I was saying about the 14 EMA, I was expecting price to come down because the way that it is, it could tap and reject and push back up. So, but again, it'd take a lot more time for me to break it down, because then I'll go on to the monthly and break it down as well on that. And
that's fine, man. We got time.
Yeah. But basically, that's kind of what it is. You'll see in the morning. Message me in the morning. I'll show you what I'm looking at before NFP approaches. It's just the way that I look at the setups on the EMAs. I don't care. I know a lot of people don't like EMAs, but it's the same way as support resistances.
Hey, we talked about it already. There's a lot of indicators out there for a reason. You don't have to just have clean, empty, naked charts if something else works for you better. 100%. A lot of people, even institutions, they use EMA. So whoever makes fun of you using EMAs, Chinese indicator, I think he's just a troll.
Yeah, you get trolls. We don't waste my time with fucking trolls like that. It's like people come here and then they wonder why they fail in life, but they spend so much energy on dumb shit, bro. It's stupid.
He was just joking. But anyway, AUD USD, it's been ranging like crazy. Since Tuesday, you had that bias right around here, right? So that's when it turned into bias for you. But other than that, not that much movement into AUD USD. That's why we said that it's a very slow pair, but when it trends, it trends. Mack stream tomorrow for us in NY. I'm not streaming NY. That's Rakil's domain. I just want to go ahead and check some charts in the meantime while we break down AUD USD as well. But if you guys want to go ahead and send me a chart, perfect. I'll be more than happy to analyze it, and it's for free.
I gotta send you GameStop.
Yeah, send me a GameStop GME. Let's see how GME is moving. It was at $96 last time I checked, and this is just because of hype. Straight hype. I even took it out. This is Boeing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Boeing actually travel agencies and aircraft are moving more than GameStop. Yeah, that's GameStop for you. It's a big deal, though.
Oh my goodness. Good luck.
You could just basically this will be your support right here. Just 2 balls. and this right here will be your resistance, right? A little channel.
Good luck whoever is trying to beat big
this.
institutions.
Basically, that's the GameStop. But we don't look at stocks because stocks are volatile, and I believe it's a lot better if you do in Forex and you trade only currencies.
Stocks is more of a long term, bro.
Right, and you have to look into ETFs, you know, safe things and short term.
Guys, honestly, if you can trade FX, you can trade stocks. It's much simpler.
Yeah, stocks is way easier, bro. Way easier.
The only thing that I did, I've had stocks before, but I sold them, and I don't have the patience to hold. But I did an option straight on BA on Boeing, and I actually had a call down to 206. If you see this resistance and support area, we were trending, you know, very bearish, and I was just going on to, I believe I went to a daily, and I saw the last candle. It was the last two candles were daily, were bearish candles, and I basically just bet against it.
That shit looked like chorizo tacos, man. Come on.
And
I can't even read those candles, man.
It just gapped. It was just, you know, it gaps. It's just nasty, you know. It's not
crazy.
It's not something.
Stocks, you just got to play 1 in 5, 1 in 5/15, because you got to realize there's only 6.5 hours in a day, right? So it's a lot different than FX.
Right. So, you know, you get market open at 9:30 and it closes at 5 or 4. I don't even know.
In my opinion, for like stocks, I think it's just more longer term in general, bro. You're not really trying to day trade that like that, unless you're using leverage.
Mm-hmm.
You only get you only get 25 to 1
or 50
to 1, and
that's 1.
It's a low barrier to entry. It's a high barrier to entry. Is the problem with stocks?
Yeah, I know.
Or 50 to 1, right? Something like that on options. I believe on Oanda you get 50 to 1. It's
anything less than 25K, you have pattern day trading too. You can't trade in and out.
Exactly, you can't do like 3 to 5 trades a day. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Yeah, you know your knowledge about stocks, bro.
Yeah, I did not know that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's, you know what I mean? Like most people, if you're doing stocks, you're actually usually going through a main brokerage, bro, like a cTrader or E-Trade, or you know what I mean?
I use interactive brokers, but it's different. I mean, it's different game.
But yeah, like me, I used to, bro, that's how I got into trading. I did stocks. I bought my first stocks, probably 11, 12 years ago. Simple. Look at fundamentals. Look at life. Look around you. You know what I mean? I bought Yum Brands. I was the first one. Why? It was a company. It was a corporation. That's a restaurant company that owns Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Long John Silver's, and KFC.
Yum, yeah.
I'm sure at least 25-50% of people in this thing listening has probably ate that at least once or twice this week.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going away. It's a profit margin, you know? So I bought it, and over time, things grow a lot. You know what I mean?
Pizza Hut belongs to KFC, right? Yum, the same thing, Yum.
Yeah, they own all of that. And they have different types of other restaurants as well. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, you heard the story about Facebook. You know, I got in on Facebook because I overheard Zuckerberg talking about he's going to buy Instagram.
Right.
And you look around, you see everybody on Instagram all day. You hear Zuckerberg buying it. Well, sorry to say, I'm buying Facebook stock too.
Right.
That was at like what, $55 a share. Now we're at what, I don't know, upper hundreds, 200s at this point.
Beginning
I can check on it in like a month. You know what I mean?
Beginning of the zombification, everyone on Facebook, and then Instagram.
So the thing about the percentages of that, bro, that's 300-400% returns. That's big percentages when it comes to stocks. Right. The problem is, so many people nowadays want to go into the big overnight 1,000%. You know what I mean? And good luck with that. You know, you're gonna get a lot of boom and bust with it. You're gonna play a lot of penny stocks, yeah, but then you're basically back to Forex with that.
Yeah, right. I just wanted to say that we've had the biggest audience so far. We had over 200 people watching. So I just want to go ahead and say, please go ahead and hit the like button, smash that like button, share it, subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of knowledgeable people that come in here, and we try to make this very safe and fun, you know, environment to trade, or look for trades and setups and breakdowns that we usually do through charts. So I'll go ahead and check this chart sent by Paul Garcia. Let me go ahead and check it out, boy. Paul sends pretty good charts. So I have a video in the description on how to send a chart in case you don't know. Very simple. Only thing you have to copy is just the last code after the /x. You copy this, blah, blah, blah. Go to your tab, you paste it. I think I do this on every freaking day. So I have a lot of people that ask me on Instagram how to send a chart. So I made a video about it. And page not found. Ooh, what happened? What happened there, Paul? Is it me or you? Yeah, you sent the wrong chart, homie. Let me see. I saw another one here. Just make 2 cents. Stocks are violent tweets. Yes. Yeah, we've seen that before. A lot of manipulation just based off a mere tweet, right? Somebody tweeting something. Yo, you want mute yourself, bro? Jeez. There you go. Oh my goodness, my back.
Try the chart again, Mac, the chart from Paul Garcia, because on my end it's opening perfectly.
Let me see again. Yeah, because I've seen his charts before, so I don't know, maybe it's on my end. Copy.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, there you go. All right, so we got target on GJ. I'm guessing the blue comment section or call out. It's for buys, and the red will be for sells. I'm assuming. Okay, I like how you always have your daily resistance and your rejection of daily, as well as your 4-hour and 1-hour support and resistance. Okay, so you're targeting 38 pips. You're buying above 144.570. 7 pips above that quarter point, which is 0.500, where you should be seeing more reaction. We're still beginning of the Asian session. We're still not even 30 minutes in. Just wait a little. I suggest you just wait a little. We might have just a small retest down here to then continue up. But always remember, 0.500, anything that's related to quarter points like 200 or 800, just be aware of that. You might get some reaction and some rejection in this case as we're trying to continue up. So let me go ahead and I pointed this out earlier, beginning of the stream. Area of interest, watch for price action. This is how you see price action based on reaction. But Paul, I believe you are looking for buys above 570. It's a little higher than break up above this current wick, but I don't know if we might be aiming for some weekly resistance. I'm guessing that's where you have that drawn. Let me check. Maybe we have different feeds. I don't see the weekly resistance that you're saying. The only weekly resistance that I see, it's right around here. That's a 145 to 700. But current weekly, it's just really not that. I don't see any resistance at the moment. The only thing I see is just the body. But looking to the left on the daily, this will be the area that will be concerning me the most, and that's a little far from current price. We still have this right here, 525, 580. So maybe this is what you're trying to target. Correct me if I'm wrong. So this this top from February 17 of 2020. I mean, you could use that as a reference for your next resistance. You might pierce it, go through it, or you might reject it. But it's just one weekly candle. You shouldn't be too concerned about it. I'll go into maybe the 4-hour and see maybe somewhere a little closer and see how price reacted at 0.500. Give me 1 second. So let's go all the way back here. Okay. All right, so 0.500, somewhere around here. Okay, see how price is reacting on the 4-hour. And this is from the 20th February of 2020, so a year ago. All right, so at this point you see how I have this drawn. I don't recall drawing these lines, but hey, they're here, right? So let's just go ahead and keep them there. So this is perfect. Looking, almost a year back, we see a small range here on the 4-hour. You have support at 144 flat, which this is why I still have this drawn, and you have a resistance at 144.500 and at 144.800. 0.880. You don't have to be too specific. These bodies are gonna become wicks at some point if you go into the daily. So price is currently at 144.361. If we do break above 144.500, then we have that push up to 144.800 or 890 if you wanna try to aim for the wick. After that, I recall doing target around here. All right, so you have 145.600. Let's go ahead and bring this down a little bit to 145.500. All right, so we're just looking onto the upside of things. Technically, we haven't gotten that price correction. I'm still hoping that we do get some sort of retracement on the higher time frames. But then again, it's GJ, so GJ might just move all the way up without any retest, any fucks given, basically. But yeah, very bearish. Nothing I can really say about this. It's just, bullish. What I was expecting, if you guys watched the stream on Tuesday, it was something like this. Let me see. I believe it's something like this in this area to be replicated on that current on this current market structure. So we have this, right? So what I was hoping is that we were going to get something like that at this area. Not that really deep of a pullback, but something better than what we got. We barely got anything, to be honest. You have this.
Are you getting any good moves on London with GBP, JPY, Mac, or not?
Yes, so we actually, yes, on London. Lately it's been good. Last night I did not trade London, but I saw it. It worked out pretty good for what I was looking at. I was looking for those sales. It tapped onto 0.700, I believe, and then it just dropped, melted. Very nice, very clean price action. Let me go ahead and show you. So I was just expecting just something like similar to what happened here to be replicated on this end and get that correction on the on price. But yeah, shit happens. Interest rates come in. GBP JPY to the moon, right?
Mhm.
To the moon. So don't try to marry your bias always. um, this is where my comfort zone it gets tried because I was expecting for sales as I was looking for a second option. I know we're on a very bullish trend, but it, it's reasonable to look for sales when you have such huge moves to the upside and barely any retracement. But then again, this is the formation that I was seeing. Um, Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and lower lows created. We tapped into this area here, and that's when New York opened and news came in. But let's go on to the 30-minute. Go on to London open, which is 3 a.m. Eastern time, my time, and see how GJ moved basically. All right, this is 7. It's the 7 a.m.
Yo, man, can you pull that chart down a little bit? Go back to that chart. We'll pull it down.
Like this. Oh,
yeah.
Like this. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I see.
Yeah. So basically, London. Let's look for London right here. Right. This is London open 3 a.m. We had just a double top created. Small wick to the upside. We did not break because if you see to the left, we have a lot of traffic, and if you see this from far, you can basically see the waves, right? As the market moves in waves, and you can actually see it on the smaller time frames. You have something like this. Okay, so you have a high created, retested to the downside, a high created, retested to the downside, and then again break and retest, and another break and retest. We did not break and retest it here. We just consolidated on this area. Same again, waves, 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 arcs basically, and we still have this support to be respected, which it did in this case. That's when we had a minor consolidation prior New York Open. Then news came in. Best way for you to have gotten this, the best setup, in my opinion, would have been a buy stop on this area, right above all that 30-minute noise. So let me just zoom in a little. Take this. The best way you would have taken that trade would have been with a buy stop. Buy stop right above this 30-minute noise area here, or a sell stop right below here if you were trading news. That's the most sensible and more, I believe, responsible way to trade it. So just something like this, buy stop, and in case you feel the news were gonna be bad or whatever, and pound was gonna reject out of that area, you have your self stopping just in case. So basically, this is I would have played it if I was gonna if I were to trade that, but I didn't. Seeing that support was there, and we did not break. It kind of looks like it was priced in, but I didn't expect that massive, huge, just to the upside, just like that, and breaking highs and highs and highs. So we broke here, we broke here, we broke here, we broke here, and we finally got to this area where we had some consolidation, and then continued up. A small retest down to the point 0.00, and then continuing up to then finally hit 0.500 a couple minutes ago. So now it's just basically nothing. There's really not nothing you can look for at the moment. Your buys would have been at this area right below here, and your sells, if we had broken below the support at 143 flat. I believe Kerwin said that 143 flat it's a strong area, probably because he's struggled with that area before. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have seen this a lot of times. Even though I didn't take the trade as early as I would like to take this trade. Basically, I didn't take the trade over here. My trade was planned basically on top of this area right here, because that was the resistance on the daily candle. So the moment this candle start breaking its own daily resistance, I grabbed my entry, and at that point I had like 20 pips of stop loss, because at that point I knew that GA can give you a nice retest toward this area. But basically I was managing that trade accordingly, and when I saw this thing coming toward this area right here, I told Raja to hold that trade, because I basically knew that easily we can reach and break this area, and by that time the 4-hour candle hasn't closed yet. So the 4-hour candle closing, I wanted to see the 4-hour candle closing around 144, and that was a nice move. Other than that, we called it 144 200, and today, the easiest way you may had a trade on GBP JPY was looking for this kind of a structure right here. That was your resistance, your support. I'm sorry.
Right.
This was your support. So can you squeeze the chart to the downside, please?
Yeah. So we have something like this.
So yeah, that was basically this area right here. This area right here was your range, right? That was your range pre-Asian session. So anything, we have seen this a lot of times. So anything that can break above this area, easy target 500.
Right.
So this candle came exactly to the 500 level. Now rejected. Now it's creating a lower structure range. But you can still continue looking for buys on GBP JPY. The problem is with Asian session, we don't have that volume that we have during New York. But
we've gone over this so many times already during Asian session to really not look for any trades if there was a big move that happened right before it. But at this point, this is already 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Yeah,
which is London close. And between 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., we usually get a lot of consolidation going on. Once London closes, then we might see a continuation from New York Open's move or a retracement, which
And to be honest, the new 4-hour candle is about to open, right? So basically, your job is gonna be looking for buys for London session. Basically, I don't want to see a deep correction on the price right now on GBP JPY. Basically, my support is around this area right here, 144. So anything trading on top of that 144 and rejecting that 144 is going to be another retest toward this area right here. And like you mentioned, this 800 area is a nice target as well.
Right.
Only problem, tomorrow we will have the NFP. So anything from now can easily be priced in. I don't see NFP doing some sort of heavy moves on GBP, but you never know. I mean, the news are there, so anything could happen.
Right.
If you be aware that if anything happening to US dollar, basically tomorrow with NFP can easily institution drop the volume into JPY. So if we get some sort of a strength on Yen, then it's gonna be a drop on GBP. other than that, and I still believe that GBP JPY can easily reach the 144 and so on.
144.
Because at this point, the weekly candle is your friend, and the weekly candles is screaming. It's screaming buys toward 144 900.
Okay, 144 900. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. 144 900. I have 880, but that's fine. It's only 2 pips away.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's average.
It's the same thing. Yeah. So basically, just it's already Thursday night. You don't want to get into something that's gonna be complicated by tomorrow's NFP or any other news.
Yeah. Now tomorrow is gonna be a day, just to sit down, watch the market, wait for the news to see what happened. If you want to take paper trades, you can do it. Other than that, man, it's just chilling. Best you can. If you want to grab any trade, basically look for London session. Coming to New York, I don't recommend anybody looking for trades during New York session tomorrow. The move on gold happened today. It's already priced in. That doesn't mean that gold cannot easily drop another 100 pips. From the resistance is forming right now. You can easily get a retest toward the 1786, 1785. But you never know. We may get stuck in this nasty range, and it's not worth it.
Okay, so we have a chart here from Robert. Robert said, just finished 3 drives harmonic pattern on a 15-minute chart. I don't know how the harmonic pattern is, but I'll try to make a sense of it. Retest of the 0.500 area. Okay, so that's what we had. We might have a second retest. You just gotta be aware of that. You're looking for sales. If we break below 140, I'm guessing 144.400, waiting for confirmations to break a zone to enter. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. You're looking until the 5-minute though. Not too much confirmation in that. Just be aware that it's Asian, so you might have a pullback and a retracement back to 0.500 again. Mack attack can't can't. No, yeah, I can't. You take all those unnecessary lines out and make your chart just a tad bit neater and more comprehensible. Thanks for the free strams, BTW. Okay. Would it be smart to put a buy stop and sell stop? Yes, you could do a buy stop and a sell stop. Mr. Serendipity, okay, potential sell. Isn't that the one that I checked right now?
Oh, that's parabolic SAR on it?
Yeah, parabolics. Man, hide everything. Harmonics, parabolics. Oh, wrong chart, man. Serendipity. Serendipity. You know what the meaning of the word is? It's like when you meet when you not meet, when you like experience something that I forgot. That happened before, basically. When you experience it again. Yeah, you're welcome, Robert. I don't care when somebody sent you a chart, man. Adam Knight.
Yes, I reviewed the chart. I really liked it. It makes sense.
This is like
that's the idea that I have.
This is like OnlyFans where you instead of pictures, we're getting charged. Hey, go check.
Come on, man.
Jokes. First time sending a chart. Awesome. Let's go ahead and check it out for Omari
Caliste.
Oh, Omari Caliste. Marica.
I'm gonna send you to the Gulag Marico.
Ian, alright, so you got an Ian trade. You're looking until the 15-minute time frame. Okay, so no trade zone. Okay, based on consolidation, you have sales below 1.6700. Okay, but you're on a buy already, and no, you're not on a buy. I'm guessing you're anticipating a buy if you break above that area. It makes sense. EN, I don't really know much about how it moves during Asian, but know it moves during London, so it might play out during London if you do break above that area. If not, then just wait for those sells as you have clean traffic to the left here. Clean traffic.
On the 15-minute, looks good. Other than that, I would like to see this Euro New Zealand on bigger time frames to see if you have a strong resistance around down the point 67.35 at least. 15 minutes messy. You can be aware that you form this pattern to the downside. You may have a break from that support to retest just a little bit, but if any candles start just pulling away from that resistance and closing back in that nasty range, I will say it's a screaming buys.
Have you traded EM before, Kerwin?
Yeah, a couple times.
Oh, okay,
cool. Yeah. It's very easy to trade based on the higher time frames, to be honest.
Oh, okay. I honestly have never looked at it.
Yeah.
Never looked at it. I know they call it what, the dragon?
Dragon, yeah.
Because it moves a lot.
Most really nice. Yeah.
Okay, that's dope. Dragon.
Yeah, when that thing moves, it moves real quick. Man.
Yeah, it's cute. I mean, the moves are cute.
It's cute.
It's nasty. That's
what are we talking about?
Ian.
Called the dragon for a reason.
Ian, the dragon.
Yeah, Euro New Zealand is nasty, bro.
So that's the Euro against the Kiwi.
That's like trading nat gas. It's nasty.
Oh yeah, natural gas is nasty. Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, all that, bro. She's wild.
Yeah, but I don't see that much emphasis in charting here, guys. We're gonna go ahead and give a magic keys away to someone, but yeah, all these charts are not pretty. There's not that much of a story in them. Let's see, economic calendar, what's gonna happen tomorrow. After NFP, there's usually a second news event, which will be the unemployment rate. That's at 8:30 as well. So you have a NFP and unemployment rate. CAD, in case you trade CAD, you have PMI. So UCAD is actually another pair that usually you trade during NFP. NFP and UCAD can work hand in hand. They're pretty good. The spreads are a little higher. You can get whipped out nasty, but I've traded it before and it plays out good. Salim, okay, Salim is pretty good at it. I like his charts. They're nice and neat. Go ahead and see what's up. Nice and neat. Somebody telling me to take out my lines. These are like my key lines, man. You crazy, bro? To empty my chart. Hey, people ask for a lot of shit sometimes. Best chart for tomorrow, like Vamos said, is paper trade. Yes, that's the best chart. GJ chart. I don't know, Salim. It says it's not showing up. I don't know why. No, let's do it again. Where's my magic key? Yeah, buddy. Mr. Serendipity. I copied the front slash by mistake on the link. It doesn't matter because I could take the slash off. Yeah, man. Yeah, look. There is a video right in the description that it's a video of me explaining you how to send a chart.
You make a video about it?
I made a video about it, Mama.
Awesome, man.
This kind of drives me crazy. Like it's such a simple thing to do, and you know it gets complicated sometimes for people. Just go on here. There is a snapshot, Alt S in my case, and you can go ahead and copy the link directly. Once you copy the link, go on to the next tab, copy it, paste it, and you'll get something like that, a code. The only thing you have to do is just send the link. Instead of sending the whole link, you just send the code. Like this, right? That's the link. The code is the X and the slash and the code after. Well, that's... Well, yeah, guys, we had a lot of pips to collect today. I didn't collect that many, unfortunately. Only collected maybe 35 in total with gold. GJ did not play out the way I wanted it to play out, so missed it.
You wanna say something, Blue?
Yeah. Whoa, 126 pipas on GJ. 104 pips.
104 and 126.
So you okay? So you sold gold and you bought GJ, and you didn't tell me anything.
Still, G is still screaming buys. I just don't want to see a dip retest toward the 144 flat. I would like to see the price, stay above the 144 200.
Right here, yeah.
Yeah.
After that, that candle close, you had a nice structure created here on the smaller time frames. Prior from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Of course, you get that consolidation going on, but then after that, it just popped up. Easily 30 pips. So from here to here, market close, yeah, 30 pips. That was between right after London closed 11 a.m. up to 3 p.m. Ethan, let me see what's your plan. Yeah, this is what I want to see. Plans, something that's being planned out. So I just let me go ahead and check that. I'm not gonna. There's really nothing to plan out for London Open. I really don't see anything. I just want to get some sort of settlement going on, some support being created on the high time frames on GJ to either break it or continue up. But I believe tonight it's not a trading night for me, and tomorrow it's not a trading day as well. I'll just wait for Sunday.
I'm not gonna even wake up at the morning.
You're chilling tomorrow, man.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm just gonna sleep, because if I'm coming, it's not good.
I like the vibes from Momo. It's always vibing,
But yeah, Momo's vibing. Oh, Ethan, sheesh. Ethan B. Okay, so Ethan, you said safer buys above only if and only if there is a strong support and form. Yeah, that's what I just said. Perfect. Strong support. That's what you need to get into buys. Higher support form. I'm guessing that's on the higher time frames. Support form 144, 200. The support formed on the high time frames, which would say the 4-hour will be at 144 flat. I don't see any other strong support per se. On the 30-minute, have support at 144, 190, 200. That's what the one that you're marking here. And your safer sells will be below this area if you're expecting a price correction underneath the current. Underneath that current price move from today's news. See and check it out. how it reflected on investing.com. No, it's not gonna show anything, right, on investing.com, because if it was, it's really not numbers they're showing on the pound. Let's see. Forex Factory. Forex, I think, yeah, Forex Factory is a lot easier to read. Alright, so Forex Factory.
But
Their official
Forex Factory is tiny bit late than my FX book. My FX book is much faster for the numbers.
Yeah,
It's coming like 20 seconds or 30 seconds, which is important for us. It's coming sooner than Forex Factory.
Yeah, Forex Factory is a very simple website. It's coming directly from other sources like reuters and even Twitter feeds. So investing.com or my FX book, it's a little faster, maybe because they have people actually doing that on their own instead of reusing or retweeting from other sources. Bank of England, yeah, that's not giving you the number. You have to look at it in here. 0.10. Oh, okay. Yeah, the forecast. Yeah, it does give you the forecast. It's 0.10%, and it stayed the same. Really not much. It wasn't that a big change or anything. But we had that spike on GJ. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, guys. I thank you everyone for showing up. I want you to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, share it with your auntie and them, your friends, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your cat, your dog, your everyone.
Amante con el carro.
with your mistress, everyone.
How do you say that warning?
Mistress. Well, yeah, thank you guys for showing up. Bye. Be safe. Hit the like button, bro. Hit the like button, man.
Take care, man.
Hit that like, brother.
Hit the like button, man.
Thanks, Mac. Be well, brother.
Yeah, Scary.
Be strong, guys. Have
Bye,
a good
Momo.
one.
Bye, Bernard.
Bye.
Yeah, Chinese indicator. Bye.
Thanks, Mac. Thank you.
Bye, Mr. Bernard.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
Eric. Bye. Bye, Salim.
Bless again, man.
Yes, sir. Blessing.
Blessing.
Yeah, man.
Great night, guys.
Muchachos.
Muchachos.
What's that mean?
Bye. See you guys tomorrow.
Bye. Adios.
See you,
on
Coach
Instagram.
Mack.
Coach Mack out. Oh, this is my Series 7 book, which I'm still studying, but
Oh, wow.
it's easy though. It's more about really options and things. Okay.
Hi, Kevin.
Yeah, man.
How you doing? All right.
Good, man.